สวัสดีค่ะ Hello everyone. I am ThaiTan, a local tour guide in Phuket. In my previous video, I was talking about Phuket Model and how much to do the quarantine in Phuket. And I did mention that if you want to come here for the quarantine, you need to come here by the private jet or the charter flight. To support Phuket Model, Thai Airways plan to open a 6 special flight. Those flights will come direct to Phuket, and each flight will fly at least about 2 times a month, or could be more. It depends on the demand of the passenger. Those 6 destinations will coming from England, Denmark, Japan, Korea, what else? Hong Kong and Germany. And if it's work, they also will plan to fly the tourists from China into Phuket as well. Phuket Model needs to do under the 5T policy. But before we talk about 5T policy, let's making sure that you know all about this. The tourists that want to coming here, they need to approve by the Royal Thai Embassy and have evidence of COVID-19 test proving that they are COVID-free within 72 hours before their flight. Also, they need to present the fit to fly or other documents that they are not infection. Also, they must have the health insurance that cover $100,000 in case medication treatment. And they need to stay in the hotel as approved to be an alternative local state quarantine for 14 days. They also need to have a COVID test 2 times during their stay. The first time is on day 3 to day 5, and the second time is going to be during the day 11 to day 13 during of their stay. And now let's talk about 5T policy. The first T is target. Selecting target of a group of the foreigners as approved by CCSA and choosing venues at a local state quarantine. Number 2, testing. All the tourists need to do a COVID test before they coming and before they arriving. The next T is tracking, because of they will need to know where you are all the time during your quarantine, so they need to use an application to track where you are in the real time. And T, treatment. They must have enough medical staff, medicine, and equipment to taking care of all of the tourists during their stay. And number 5 is trust. Publicizing information about the readiness and effective preparation for creating trust and confidence among a local and a tourist. I think this is the most difficult part, because some people here are agree and some people are still disagree. In my personal, I'm living in Phuket, and I think Phuket Model is good to start because of Thailand need a tourist. Tourism is very important for our economy. And if we success in Phuket, they will expand to another area in Thailand. Like it could be Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai in the north, in Isan or northeast, it can be Ubon Ratchathani or Udon Thani. In the east, it will be Rayong or Chanthaburi. In the west, will be Ratchaburi or Kanchanaburi as a province of the River Kwai. They also may be open more in the south, like in Krabi or in Surat Thani province. When I say Surat Thani, you maybe don't know this name, but if I say Got Samui, you may be familiar with this name because Surat Thani is a province of Got Samui. The government expects 2 million of the tourists will come to Thailand if we open for the alternative local state quarantine, not just in Phuket, but for the whole Thailand. 2 million people in 6 months, and start from October to March next year, 2021. Now in Phuket, there are about 62 hotels that apply to join the alternative local state quarantine. If all approved, we will have about 6,007 units for this. But apparently, at the moment, there are just 3 hotels that are already approved, which is Trisala, Anantara, and the other hotel they wanting to join, but they want to keep the name as a private. So we don't know the name that one. The government also have planned to open the safety tourism in the next year plan. They'll have some selection package for the tourists after they taste and they've not COVID infection. They can go to some other island like Coral Island and Coconut Island, but I'm not so sure about the Coconut Island because they have villagers, school, local people that's staying there, so I'm not sure, but we'll see. And this is the videos about Coral Island. I just went there about a few days ago with my Thai tourist. I understand now the price for quarantine here is still very expensive, but if we have more hotels options, the price will maybe be cheaper, but I don't know. I'll give you update. So make sure you subscribe my channel and ring the bell so you're not going to miss any update from Phuket. Thank you for watching. Please stay healthy. I hope to see all of you in Phuket when we can. Bye for now. ขอบคุณค่ะ